Yo, what is good, YouTube? Tempo TCG here, and today I'm going to be going over Urshifu Iron Valiant, piloted by Alexandre Sole, to a top 64 at the Utrecht Special Event. I think this list is really awesome, so let's jump into it. Alrighty, so here's the list. So it starts off with 1 Radiant Charizard, as it's a very good late game closer, and we also do run 3 Luminous Energy, just 4 Radiant Charizard, or 4 Urshifu to use Gale Thrust. We've got 4 Iron Valiant. These ping around damage, set up Pokemon for knockouts. They are pretty much what we're going to be highly focusing on in this deck. We've got a lot of switching cards. Iron Valiant has the ability Tachyon Bits. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to your active spot, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. This means we can stack up to 80 damage a turn onto our opponent's field. Now, this pairs very well with Medicham V, which has the attack Yoga Loop, which has the effect put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and if you take a knockout in this way, you take another turn. This is very good at just absolutely keeping control of the board, as it means that we can go 8 damage counters on one turn with our Tachyon Bits, 2 damage counters on with Yoga Loop for a knockout, and then we can go 8 damage counters the next turn and then swing with something like Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX's G-Max Rapid Flow. Now, Urshifu has 2 attacks here, both of which are pretty useful in this matchup. It does have Gale Thrust, which does 30 damage, but if Urshifu moved from your bench to the active spot this turn, it does 120 more damage for a total of 150 damage for 1 energy. Now, this is really good as we can use Rapid Strike energy, or we can use Luminous energy to swing Gale Thrust for 150 damage. Urshifu also has the attack G-Max Rapid Flow, which, as we just went over in my previous video on Rapid Strike, discard all energy from this Pokemon, and it does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. This is really good as it 2-shots most of the field in the game right now. It's really good into Arceus decks, and you can set up some crazy turns with a Yoga Loop, Iron Valiant, and then Urshifu play. We do run 1 Squawkabilly because we kind of want the ability to swing our opponent if they start a 60 HP Pokemon. Even if we go first, we can swing it for knockout with just Tachyon Bits. So getting through our hand turn 1 is really important. Our item cards, we've got 4 Battle VIP passes. Battle VIP pass, we all know what it does. It's about to rotate, sadly, just like Urshifu, but you know what? This deck clearly saw at least a little bit of success. 4 Escape Rope, 4 Switch, 3 Switch Cart. This is pretty standard, just as it really helps us switch in, use our Tachyon Bits, switch in, use our Gale Thrust. We do run 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball because if we press Squawkabilly or Radzard or Medicham, we can kind of be in a pickle. We do run 4 Nest Ball, just we need to set up, and 4 Nest Ball is very, very good in this deck. We run 2 Toy Catcher. You might not know what Toy Catcher does, but it is switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has 50 HP or less remaining with your opponent's active Pokemon. This is really good and has a lot of synergy with Iron Valiant, as let's say we're playing against a Lost Box deck, we can bring up their Comfey, we can bring up their Cramorant, anything we need in the active, we can bring that up. We do play 3 Trekking Shoes. Once again, we're kind of trying to turbo through our deck, see as many cards as we can, as many ways to switch as we can, and Trekking Shoes is really good for that. We do play 2 Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is really good for helping us get our Urshifus. Or any of our Pokemon. Obviously, we all know Ultra Ball is a really good card, adds a lot of consistency. We do play 4 Town Store. Town Store says once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a Pokemon tool card, reveal it, and put it into their hand, then shuffle your deck. This is really good as we do run a 4 Sealstone, and we also run 2 Future Booster Energy Capsule. Future Booster Energy Capsule states that the future Pokemon this card is attached to has no retreat cost, and the attack it uses do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. We aren't attacking with our future Pokemon, but we do benefit a lot from free retreat on them. So Future Booster is really good, and Town Store is not only a path bump, but also helps us search for that Future Booster. We do run 4 Professor's Research and 3 Iono to help us get through our deck and disrupt our opponent. And then we play 1 TM Devo in case we need to set up a Charizard deck just for a big Devo play, or any deck for that matter that evolves. Obviously, we run 3 Luminous Energy. This is good for Urshifu or Charizard. And then 4 Rapid Strike Energy for our Yoga Loops, for our Urshifus, for, well, just those 2, I guess. But yeah, this is the list. I think it's really awesome. And obviously, it's pretty good if it did just finish in a top 64 at a special event. So without further ado, let's run a couple games. Alrighty, so it looks like our opponent won the coin flip. They're going to choose to go second, so they may be playing a Charizard deck. They might be playing Roaring Moon. Either way, it's not the worst thing, especially Charizard, as we can potentially get that turn 1 knockout. Let's see what they flip over. We do get a mulligan, so that's not always the best. It looks like they've got metal cards in their deck, so I'm not really sure what they could be playing. We do take 3 mulligans, which is a lot, and then we start Radzard. Starting Radzard actually isn't the worst thing ever though, as we do have the ability to use one of our switch cards to get out of it. I don't think it's really a struggle to start Radzard. We are playing against Mimikyu and Bidoof. I'm not really sure what we're up against here. I guess we'll see when our opponent starts benching some Pokemon. Now, Mimikyu's not really a big chore because we can just go ping, ping, ping with Tachyon Bits and then Yoga Loop. So for that reason, I don't actually think Mimikyu is much of a struggle whatsoever. Our opponent isn't really choosing to do anything right now. We're just sitting here. Radzard is just kind of posted up in the active spot. Their Mimikyu's kind of just posted in the active spot. Let's see what they could get cooking here. They are going to play a level ball. There's a Honedge, so we probably are going to be playing against Aegislash. I think Aegislash isn't the worst matchup for us. Maybe if we play properly, we can keep these Honedge out of the active spot and keep them from attacking here. They are going to just attach, pass, bench one Honedge. So he is in a little bit of an issue here. We're going to go Hisuian Heavy Ball. And then we do bench both. We do prize both Urshifu. We're actually not looking very great here. So maybe we are going to have to grab an Urshifu instead of our Squawkabilly. All of our prizes aren't the best, but they are not the worst at all. I think we are going to have to just grab Urshifu because I think he's just going to be simply better in this game. And we do have Path to the Peak up, so getting down our Squawkabilly is kind of mediocre. We are going to Nest Ball for Iron Valiant here. We're going to attach Forest Seal Stone to Urshifu. I think we're not going to use our Switch card. We're going to Trekking Shoes here. A Nest Ball is not a bad card to put into our hand. We're going to use it. Here's another Iron Valiant. Switch card kind of sucks. Maybe we are going to have to start Alchemy first to get a Town Store. I think Town Store is just a safe option here. It does guarantee that we're at least pinging once, hopefully twice, as we can just Town Store here for another, well, not another, for Future Booster Energy Capsule. This will mean we are pinging twice into Honedge or Bidoof. Hopefully we can set up a Yoga Loop play. We are going to switch here into our Iron Valiant with the Future Booster just so we can use his ability to retreat. I think we're going to ping 20 on this Honedge here. And then we are just going to Professor's Research just to see what else we can go into here. So we do get 2 other Iron Valiants. We are just going to bench 1 for now. I don't think we need any others. And then we're just going to go retreat into one of our other Iron Valiants to ping 20 more damage on this Honedge. And we're going to be able to keep it from seeing play at all. And I think that's really, really strong. Now we're going to play our third switch to get this third Iron Valiant pinging this Honedge here. And it's going to not be knocked out. Now this is what's really strong is right now if they each started one lone Pokemon, we would have the knockout. Now it is still our first turn, so we can sit here and we can use the Squawkabilly EX for a big knockout, or for going through our deck some more. We are going to attach our Luminous Energy here to Urshifu V, and then I think we're just going to go and hit an Escape Rope here because this does mean that Bidoof is going to be knocked out by Urshifu, and I think that's just super strong. We can Squawk and Seize here. None of these cards are super key, super important for us. There's our Medicham, 2 VIPs, Switch card, Switch, and a Rapid Strike Energy. Here, we're just going to strafe to knock out this Bidoof, and that's an easy 2-prize turn. We don't need to switch out into anything else. Urshifu should be fine here. Mimikyu places damage counters, not damage, so Urshifu is perfectly safe. There's our other Future Booster Energy Capsule. You can only retreat once, so you can only use the effective Future Booster once per turn. But I still think it is a very good card in this deck, especially having 2 of it means you can, if one of your Iron Valiants dies, you can use it on another one. Now he's going to Professor's Research here. It does look like that hand would have been very solid coming at us here with the Reversal Energy, with the Aegislash, with the Bibarel. So I'm really glad we were able to deal with this. They are going to probably just use the TM Evo here if they can bench any other Pokemon. But nope, looks like they're just going to go Ghost Eye here. Let's see if we can get something going. Let's see if we can knock out this Mimikyu. Looks like we just do top deck another Town Store. We are just immediately going to go switch into Iron Valiant. Ping 20 on this Mimikyu. And then we're going to switch card again into the other one with the Future Booster Capsule. Ping 20 again. And then we're going to retreat into the other Iron Valiant and ping 20 again for 60 damage total. Now, this turn we could Medicham and just have the game. However, we did bench the Squawk, which actually probably led us to a better board state, because if we didn't and we didn't get the Urshifu attack onto the Bidoof, we'd probably be in a little bit of an interesting situation here. We are going to attach this Rapid Strike energy to Urshifu, and we're just going to pass our turn. Now, if they take any knockouts or anything of the nature, we are going to have the Yoga Loop play on this Mimikyu. Let's see what our opponent can get down. There's the Path to the Peak. We do have the Town Store for the bump next turn. They are just going to Iono us, so maybe we don't have Town Store. But Ioning us into 4 new cards is not bad, as 2 of our cards were Battle VIPs. Now here's a Toy Catcher, a Switch, a Rapid Strike Energy, and Professor's Research, so we can't really complain about any of these cards. Toy Catcher is pretty good. There's the Bidoof, so we actually are probably just going to take a knockout on this Bidoof, because we ping it 1 time. Maybe Toy Catcher isn't the best because we can't really ping Bidoof. We might just have to research all this stuff away here. We don't really have a target for this Rapid Strike energy, but I think Professor's Research is a really safe play. I think we're actually just going to research all this away first. Yeah, I genuinely don't think there's anything else we need here that we can have any use of. Into 2 VIP passes, that's pretty brutal. We're going to attach a Luminous Energy to Radzard here. We're going to retreat here into our Iron Valiant with, well, it doesn't really matter what one. Our one with the Future Booster Capsule. That's going to be 20 damage on this Mimikyu for knockout. And then we do have the Escape Rope for the game with Urshifu. So they are going to bring up this Bidoof. And then we're just going to Escape Rope into our Urshifu. Swing with Strafe for 60 damage and the knockout and the game. And just like that, we see that this deck can be absolutely insane against decks that play not a lot of basics. We can absolutely control the board. So, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think the Iron Valiant can be good post-rotation? Or do you think it's peaked with this Urshifu variant or maybe Entei Valiant? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see next. And until then, I'll catch you guys later.